Available now. Link below.
Now, today's special report, we're diving headfirst into a story that's sending shockwaves across the nation. Imagine the leader of the free world, the man at the helm of America's destiny, becoming the punchline of late-night comedy. Bill Maher, not known for pulling punches, delivers a roast that's as revealing as it is humiliating, likening the president's walk to that of a toddler with a full diaper. But it doesn't stop there. Enter Dr. Phil, a voice of reason in a sea of noise, raising questions that cut to the very core of the issue. Is the president hiding something about his cognitive health? People that have nothing to hide nothing. That's what he asserts. This is not just a story of politics as usual. It's a narrative that could redefine the future of American leadership. So stay with us for a report that promises to unveil truths, challenge perceptions, and perhaps change the way you see the world. You don't want to miss my final thought on why this matters to every single American. Now, before we dive deeper into today's eye-opening report, a quick and vital message for every concerned citizen out there. In a world where truths are often hidden and chaos seems to reign, being prepared is not just wise, it is essential. Just as we demand transparency in our leadership, we must also ensure our own readiness for any situation. That's why I'm urging you to visit preparewithgary.com. Secure a $60 discount on a 4-week emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. So don't wait for a crisis to reveal the importance of preparedness. Act now, ensure your family's safety, and stand against uncertainty. Visit preparewithgary.com today. Your peace of mind is priceless. Now, America stands at a crossroads, facing a question that could very well shape the future of this great republic. Can we afford to have a leader whose cognitive health is a subject of national debate and ridicule? This isn't about partisan politics. It's about the very essence of leadership and transparency that the American people deserve. Now, the recent commentary from two unexpected sources, Bill Maher and Dr. Phil, has thrown the spotlight on a matter that many feel has been brushed under the rug for far too long. Now, Maher, a comedian not known for mincing words, and Dr. Phil, a respected psychologist, have brought to the forefront concerns that resonate with a growing number of Americans. Take a look.
All right, here we are on CNN with the author of the new book, We've Got Issues. You all know this guy, Dr. Phil McGraw. He's a former Ohio congressman and founder of the organization We the People, Tim Ryan. And she's an opinion editor at Newsweek and author of the forthcoming book, Second Class, Batya Ungar Sargon. Okay. All right, here are the questions. Dr. Phil, do you think President Biden should take a cognitive exam?
If you got people that have nothing to hide, hide nothing, so why not?
Okay. Dr. Phil again, what do you think?
Now, on the show, he didn't hesitate to suggest that President Joe Biden should take a cognitive exam. If you've got nothing, people that have nothing to hide, hide nothing. That's what he stated. Now, this isn't a baseless challenge. It's a call for transparency in an age where the public's trust in their leaders is waning. Now, the comments were not mere television banter. They echo a deeper concern for the cognitive agility required to steer America through its complex challenges. Further delving into the matter, Dr. Phil elaborated on his concerns in an interview with TMZ. He said one of his specialties when he was in practice was brain and central nervous system cognitive ability and cognitive agility. And he underscored the measurable nature of cognitive health. His words underline the fact that cognitive decline is not an abstract worry, but a tangible, diagnosable concern that, if present, should be addressed openly and honestly. Watch.
We both feel the same thing, that this is a different Dr. Phil. You're not dealing with issues of the head, you're dealing with issues of America, it feels like.
Yes and yes. And no. The no part's about politics. Not a chance in hell am I getting into politics.
I'm just curious if anyone has tried to court you to run for office.
Well, I've had some very serious people approach me, I think, very seriously about a run for president, and I'm very flattered. No, I have no interest.
Which party? Which party?
You know, some from both, and then there's a third party that's afoot. And I think we're going to be hearing more and more about that very soon. And I'm not being falsely humble here when I say this. I don't know enough about politics to talk about politics. I think most of the people who talk about politics don't either. They're just not willing to admit it.
When I heard yesterday that the doctor who did the physical exam for Joe Biden came out and said he doesn't need a cognitive test, so we're just not going to do one. It just felt so ridiculous to me because that's the issue in the election. People have seen things on television that are concerning. And if they've seen it, it seems like the doctor has seen it, and it just felt so false to me. And I'm wondering how you felt about it.
One of my specialties back when I was in practice was brain and central nervous system, and cognitive ability, cognitive agility. And these things can be defined objectively, such as memory, of course, and what's called working memory, the ability to comprehend, put sentences together, express yourself. All of these things are very measurable. And if you really had nothing to hide, I think you would hide nothing. And if you had no problem with neurological deficits, wouldn't you want to crow about that? Wouldn't you want to have a transparent neurocognitive examination and show the world that was the case? That kills the issue in the election.
So the call for a cognitive exam isn't about political point scoring. It's about ensuring that the individual at the helm of American leadership possesses the mental fortitude required for such a monumental role. Dr. Phil's challenge to Biden to demonstrate his neurological fitness is a reflection of a broader desire for leaders who are not just physically capable, but mentally sharp and transparent about their capabilities. Now, Bill Maher, in a moment of brutal honesty that caught many by surprise, roasted Biden with a comparison that's as uncomfortable as it is telling, describing the president's gait as reminiscent of a toddler with a full diaper. Now, Maher's words paint a vivid picture of a perceived decline. It's a jarring image, one that, when voiced by a figure like Bill Maher, signals a bipartisan acknowledgement of a potentially grave issue at the nation's helm. See for yourself.
Stop with the "I'm sharper than ever." Nobody's buying that. Don't try to deny the age thing. Lean into it. Lean in. Lean in like you're eating soup. And just admit it. Say, yes, I'm bad with names, and I walk like a toddler with a full diaper.
Now, Bill Maher's roast, while humorous on the surface, underscores a pervasive concern. When even those who have historically supported the president can no longer ignore the signs, it's a clear indicator that the issue transcends political allegiance. It's about the fitness of the individual to serve in the role of president, to make decisions that affect millions, and to represent America on the world stage. So this discourse around Biden's cognitive health is not occurring in a vacuum. It reflects a broader dissatisfaction and concern about among the American populace. The presidency, after all, is not merely a position. It's a symbol of national strength, intelligence, and capability. The contrast with the previous administration is stark. President Trump, regardless of one's political leanings, exhibited a certain vigor and clarity that many find lacking in the current administration. Trump's ability to navigate complex issues, communicate decisively, and maintain a robust public presence underscored a level of cognitive sharpness that set a modern benchmark for presidential fitness. And the implications of these discussions are far-reaching. They touch on the very essence of what it means to lead, to decide on behalf of millions, and to stand resilient in the face of global challenges. It's a reminder of the gravity of the role of president and the unyielding demands it places on an individual's mental and physical health. Bill Maher's criticism, coupled with Dr. Phil's professional concerns, serves as a clarion call to the American people. It's a call to demand more from those in the highest offices, to seek transparency and honesty about the capabilities of those we entrust with our nation's future. The laughter that Bill Maher's comments might evoke should not obscure the seriousness of the issue at hand. Cognitive health is not a laughing matter, particularly when it pertains to the individual tasked with leading the free world. So as we navigate these turbulent times, the need for strong, decisive, and cognitively fit leadership has never been more apparent. The challenges facing America, both domestic and international, require a leader with not just the experience, but the mental agility to adapt, decide, and act with clarity and conviction. The discussion surrounding Biden's cognitive health is a reflection of a broader concern for the state of American leadership. It's a concern that transcends partisan politics and delves into the very core of what it means to lead a nation. As Dr. Phil suggests, those with nothing to hide should hide nothing. This principle of transparency should be the cornerstone of any administration, ensuring that the American people have full confidence in the capabilities of their leaders. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. In the heart of our great republic lies a fundamental truth. Leadership matters. Today's discourse on President Biden's cognitive health transcends mere political squabble. It touches the core of our national integrity. When respected voices across the spectrum express concern, it's not an issue we can afford to ignore. The presidency demands not only a steady hand, but a sharp mind. As Americans, we deserve transparency, assurance, and above all, competence in our highest office. The concerns raised by Bill Maher and Dr. Phil are not just commentary, they are a wake-up call, a reminder that the strength of our nation lies not just in its military or its economy, but in the cognitive resilience of its leader. Let this moment be a clarion call for a return to transparency, vigor, and the unyielding mental acuity that the times demand. For the sake of our republic, let's heed it.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.